Welcome to the world's first reality show in the metaverse, where 12 budding company founders from around the world will pitch to our audience. And 4 savvy judges to back their Web3 startup. Anything can happen.
Just another day in the office.
Nice little smooth ride there.
I am curious around some of the execution risks and what are some of the things that keep him up at night.
I was struggling to keep up at points.
Please vote for us.
There are billions of more users out there.
This is
Build the Block. Hello and welcome to Build the Block, the springboard for seriously investable Web3 startups. I'm your host, Justin Bratton. This year, over 900 Web3 startup companies applied to the Binance Labs incubation program. Binance Labs identifies, invests, and empowers viable blockchain entrepreneurs. The companies in this series are the very cream of the crop. The top 12 companies selected as the most investable, the most likely to make a huge splash in the industry, and where better to meet them than in the metaverse. In a world first experience, we're all making history, people.
Now, we have our next 2 founders backstage. And by backstage, I mean sitting at their computers.
They're waiting to pitch their Web3 business ideas to win PR backing from Binance that could take their startups to the next level. But before we meet them, let's meet our judges. An esteemed and savvy panel ready and waiting to be won over. First up, he leads the development of Binance's strategic plans to help the development of blockchain technologies. Chief Business Officer of Binance, welcome, Ivo Ling. CEO of Animoca Brands and partner at Animoca Capital, a global leader in blockchain and gaming, it's Robbie Young.
Hi everyone, it's great to be here.
A member of the World Economic Forum's Crypto Sustainability Coalition, the fundraising and partnership lead of Gitcoin, Azim Khan.
This is honestly such a really cool experience.
And on a mission to educate the world about the wonders and benefits of crypto, our lineup is completed by the co-founder and face of Coinburo, Guy Turner.
Hi everyone, this is so exciting.
Now, we do need to raise our judging panel up above the stage. You'll see why, but let's just say it gives our founders something to aim for. Judges, time for liftoff. Now, the judges are not the only ones delivering judgment here on Build the Block. Here to help our impressive panel is our wonderful audience. Now, you play a vital role in helping our founders get where they want to go. But first, I'll explain how this all works. Each competing founder pitches to the audience for their votes. Votes mean blocks to help the founders climb up to where the judges are. Only one founder will score enough blocks to make it to the top. When they do, they'll get FaceTime with the judges, which may or may not help them when the judges deliver both founders' final scores. It is time to meet our first founder of the show. Please give it up for Mike from Bracket Labs Group.
My name is Pelly, and I currently live in Salt Lake City.
Mike Wassel, one of the co-founders of Bracket Labs. I'm based in Salt Lake City.
My name is Jason, and I currently live in Miami Beach, Florida. I'm a co-founder and the CTO.
I've always wanted to create interesting products in DeFi, so that's why I'm so excited about Bracket.
I became obsessed with Web3 about 3 years ago when I realized I could create a new DeFi financial paradigm, code it, release it, without any impediments whatsoever.
I'm really excited to provide tools that were once only available to institutional investors to all, and that's what we're doing here at Bracket Labs.
Hey, how you doing, Mike? Welcome to
Hey,
Build
Justin.
the Block.
Doing pretty
I'm
well,
good.
thanks.
All right, audience, you're about to hear our first Web3 startup pitch from Mike. And of course, it is your job to listen to what he has to say. That way you can make an amazing decision on whether or not to give him a vote of yes or of no. Remember, your votes will help him to build a block or the blocks all the way up to meet the judges for some face time. You have 3 minutes to deliver your pitch, so are you ready?
Ready to go.
All right, well, good luck. Make it magical.
Hi, guys. My name is Mike, and I'm one of the co-founders at Bracket Labs. We build leverage structured products for DeFi, and our mission is to bring these types of products to traders of all levels on-chain. We just recently launched our Bracket X platform, which allows users of all levels to interact with volatility products. We did this on Arbitrum 1 mainnet. In just a few weeks, we've done $13.7 million of notional exposure, as well as 9,500 individual wallets interacting with our protocol. The market we're addressing is quite large and it has enormous headroom. We anticipate this market to go about 5 times over the next 3 years, and if just a small sliver of the $7 trillion structured product market in either real-world assets or crypto moves on-chain, we expect that to go way, way higher. Unfortunately, existing products and options in structured products are just not suited for on-chain DeFi. They introduce TradFi concepts to DeFi without adjusting them at all, which leads to a really bad user experience. Furthermore, current derivatives products only meet the market need a minority of the time. That is when volatility is high. However, this market is defined by periods of low and sideways volatility, which no one is solving for, until now. Bracket Labs has solved these key problems by introducing a first-of-its-kind on-chain percentage-based pricing model, which eliminates the complexities that other products have, including margin requirements and other things, and allows us to deliver products that no one else can. And we've done this by fundamentally reworking the options formula, solving for volatility, and getting rid of the need to constantly reprice premium, which is expensive and very difficult for funders and for buyers to interact with. We have 3 current products with our model on-chain, on mainnet right now, including Bracket, which is a high volatility product, spread product where the asset has to move into a range to achieve a fixed payoff. We have Channel, which is great for low volatility and sideways volatility, and is based on the asset staying in a range for a duration of time. And Epoch, which is a product designed for kind of an intro user to get an idea of how to use channels. We will also have a futures product that we think will address some of the problems with perpetuals. Because we can deliver sustainable yield in any market, we can serve as the foundation of yield for dApps and DAOs, as well as integrate use cases like impermanent loss hedging and unstaking insurance with DEXs and wallets with whom we're already working. Our leadership team is one of our greatest assets. We have experience across executive leadership at financial institutions, as well as crypto since 2017, and bring a very deep professional network, which will vastly help us in executing on this mission. So if you'd like to see on-chain structured products come on-chain and make a big splash in DeFi, please vote for us, and you can use this QR code to scan and see more about our upcoming fundraise. Thank you very much.
Good stuff. But how do you think you did?
Oh, great. Know this stuff by the back of my hand at this point, by heart rather, at this point. So it's just another day in the office.
Yeah, it sounded like you've definitely got your stuff together, my friend. Well done. But before we ask the audience to vote, we always like to hear from one of our judges. And that judge I would like to hear from is Yibo. What are your thoughts on Mike's pitch?
I love the notion that there's been a lot of Control-C, Control-V from TradFi into this brave new world. So taking a unique approach and really customizing products for Web3, I think that makes a lot of sense. I am curious around some of the execution risks, and what Mike might have to say are some of the things that keep him up at night. But let's see if he makes it to the next round first.
All right, Ebo, thank you very much for your insight. And yes, let's find out if Mike has the opportunity to share a bit more information with you and the rest of our judges. Audience, it is that time. It's time for you to cast your votes. Has Bracket Labs Group piqued your interest? Do you want to know more? If so, please vote yes if you'd invest your own money into Bracket Labs Group. If you want to not give Bracket Labs Group any of your money, you vote no. You have 20 seconds from now Please vote. All right, the votes are in. Thank you very much, audience. Let's go ahead and welcome Isabella from dapOS to the show.
Hi, I'm Isabella, based in California, United States. Previously, I was a software engineer working at Google, but I've been interested in crypto for many years, including trading, researching, and investing in some early stage projects. I was also deeply engaged in ACH, where I met my co-founder of the project I'm currently working on, the dapOS, an operating protocol for crypto. One of the common things I've found in this building user-based products is great user experiences. This has made me think about how we can provide great user experience to crypto world and make things easier here.
Isabella, come on over here. Great to have you on the show. How are you feeling?
I feel excited.
Good, as you should be. Okay. Remember, your votes mean blocks for Isabella. That way she can build those blocks all the way up to the judges so that she can perhaps have some one-on-one time.
Okay.
Isabella, are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Fabulous. Isabella, you have 3 minutes to deliver your pitch. Good luck.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Justin, for having me. This is Isabella from dapOS. dapOS is an operating protocol focused on making dApps as user-friendly as Web 2. A recent study shows that 96.8% of the users find it hard to use dApps. So there are only millions of users in Web 3 at the moment, and there are billions of more users out there blocked by many barriers. There are two main barriers that we have found. First, the confusing account logic, and the second, complicated workflows. For example, to start your journey into Web3, you will need an account or a wallet, and people often have to remember 60 random words which are difficult to understand for most of the users. And even setting up a wallet is so hard that many people just drop out at the very beginning. Also, in Web3, it's so very complicated to do anything. Even liquidity mining will take 5 steps for new users. If the apps are on different chains, things will be worse, often taking more than 10 steps and over 60 clicks. Every step has a long pending time. However, we can solve the problem by combining account abstraction and an efficient network, which will make the apps as user-friendly as mobile apps. Now, let me introduce our products. In phase 1, we have a front-end SDK for the apps to integrate. After integration, they can be used by any user from any chain without switching networks. Also, in this way, users have a seamless experience to use the apps on any other chains. Take Perpetual as an example. We have made it 12 times faster for Ethereum users to use it and greatly reduced the complexity by 19 times. Now, users can directly use their Ethereum assets to interact with Perpetual Optimism. Check the video to see a complete experience. In phase 2, we will launch a mini program platform where accounts don't require recovery phrases and can be easily reset. There will be a unified account like centralized exchanges, and users only need to know the total number of their assets instead of the distribution on different chains. When a transaction happens, users are able to confirm once on the total cost and make combined payments of assets on different chains, and let dapOS execute the whole workflow automatically. During the past 2 months, we have already partnered with about 25 dApps, including GMX, Banky, Perpetual, as well as top chains such as Polygon. We have also obtained over 4,000 unique addresses and 70,000 total transactions. Our team has successful experience in both Web 2 and Web 3 and is all over the world. And we believe technology should have good user experience to use, and technology could make it happen for us. Thank you again, and I'm happy to take any feedback.
Isabella, thank you very much. Great pitch. Let's hear what one of our judges thinks. Guy, what are your thoughts about Isabella's pitch?
Thanks, Justin. I think Isabella did a great job there. As she rattled through that presentation, I was struggling to keep up at points. There was a lot of information to get across, though. In terms of the project itself, yes, user experience is a huge barrier to mass adoption at the moment in Web3, and it's great to see projects working on that and trying to solve that problem, because if they can solve it, then we're going to see exponential growth in users in the future. dapOS, the project itself, seems to have made impressive progress so far. They've got a good sized team, and I think Isabella did a good job. So yeah, I'm curious to know more.
Thank you very much, Guy. Always some enlightening input. But it is now time for our audience to cast their votes. Has dapOS done enough for the audience to want to know more? Audience, please vote yes if you'd like to invest your money in dapOS. And if not, you vote no. You have 20 seconds. Vote now. All the votes are present and accounted for. Thank you very much, audience, for your voting expertise once again. Isabella of dapOS, we will find out very shortly if your pitch won over our audience. All right, guys, let's turn those votes into blocks and find out which of our founders has enough to climb all the way up to the judges for some virtual chit-chat, avatar to avatar. Mike from Bracket Labs Group, Isabella from dapOS. One of you is about to get some FaceTime with the judges. We're about to find out who that person is going to be right now. It's time to build the block. And we have, getting all the way up there, Mike from Bracket Labs with 111. Isabella, you fell just short. That was super close. Isabella, you came up with only 106, but I mean, what a great performance. You guys, an amazing battle. Audience, as always, good stuff. You guys executed your voting responsibilities very well. Okay, Mike, this is where you are about to get grilled by the judges. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
The audience has decided that they want to know more about what you and Bracket Labs have to offer. The judging panel is going to be asking you some tough questions. The answers that you give will quite possibly influence how the judges score you for your pitch. You have 3 minutes. Time starts now. Judges, over to you.
Hey, Mike, maybe I'll get started. Ebo here. If I understand things correctly, your go-to-market is very dependent on integrations with other DeFi protocols. How do you plan to approach or attack that?
Yep, great question. So it's definitely one of the pillars of our go-to-market. And we've already actually started those conversations and are in kind of the initial partnership phases with several, can't name who they are, but not only can we integrate the product natively, so one of our products being, for instance, Epoch, which is extremely easy to use for tokens that really have no utility otherwise on a DEX or otherwise, but we can also integrate, use cases that use our protocol, like impermanent loss protection and others. So we're really ahead of that just because we have a vast professional network in crypto, and we already have those relationships queued up. So that's definitely central to our strategy, but we have a big head start on that already.
Great answer. One of the questions I had is, what's the competitive landscape for something like this look like?
Yeah, great question. So right now, there really aren't a lot of natively on-chain pricing models in options or structured products. You're looking at a market that mostly has, kind of copycat products from TradFi, like trying to bring options on-chain, but no one can really work in these products because they are too slow. In traditional options and similar products, you need to reprice premium quickly, and that's just not something you can do on chain. So we've solved that problem. Further, these vaults are opaque and really run by another group of people who happen to use other protocols. So there's a lot of risk there. We've actually built something native that is, I think will change the way that pricing is done on chain for similar products. So we can address not only crypto products, but eventually move upstream to institutional use cases, as well as NFT financialization, because we use synthetic oracles from Chainlink and such. So pretty much an all-on-chain solution that no one has had. And plus, we service a market for all volatility levels. And as you've seen from the presentation, that sideways and low volatility, just no one has a product for that. And that's really the majority of the time crypto. So who's making returns in low vol? Nobody, until we've basically put out.
Interesting. Thank you.
Hey, Mike. Guy here. I just want to quickly ask a couple of things. Are there any regulatory risks that you're aware of or concerned about at all?
There, of course, are regulatory risks with any product like this with synthetic assets. We have to restrict very heavily the users, unfortunately. For instance, the US, Canada, other places. I think one of the only DeFi projects that actually uses on-chain sanctioned wallet addresses and blocks all those as well. So as far as DeFi projects go, we're pretty buttoned up. We have good legal representation as well. But we're very careful not to go into markets where there's clear regulatory blockades.
Sure. One other question I had in terms of the protocols, the project treasury. What are your security procedures there? Do you have a multi-sig guarding the treasury, for instance?
Of course. Yep, we use that, multi-sig. We do a Gnosis Safe. We use Defender for anything. So we're very buttoned up on how anything is updated for the protocol itself, for new versions, etc.
Time is up. So Mike, let's bring you on back down here. Congratulations to both of our founders, Mike and Isabella. Both of you guys had two fabulous pitches. And Mike, that was a great little conversation you had with our judges. Mike, Isabel, getting on this series scoreboard puts you in the running for PR backing that could take your startup all the way. Let's put your yes votes from the audience back on the board. Now what we do now is we're going to add those numbers, your scores, from the judges. Each of the judges' votes are worth 100 points. Judges, I think you know what time it is. It's that special time, the time that you guys love the most. It's judging time. So please now give your votes for both Bracket Labs and dapOS. You have 10 seconds. Okay, we've got the votes in. Now the question is, did they agree with the audience, or did some of them decide to venture off with their own ideas? All right, Isabella, you've got a total of 406. That's a very, very good score. Now let's bring up Mike from Bracket Labs' score. Mike, you've got a total of 511. Wow, you just barely edged out Isabella. Good work, Mike. Well done. Isabella, you came pretty close there. How are you feeling about your performance?
Yeah, I definitely feel it's a great opportunity and an honor to present our project to the audience. We'll keep building no matter what.
Oh, the judges definitely thought that your startup has a bunch of value because, I mean, they gave you a rather high score, them and the audience. Of course, now we do have our winner, Mike from Bracket Labs. Mike with a score of 511. Well done. How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel great. It feels great to be able to kind of get our ideas out there and share it with other folks, and have that to be validated. But appreciate all the other presenters and some really, really cool projects out there.
Mike from Bracket Labs. Well done, Mike. And that's the end of our pitches, folks. Next time we will see which of the founders scored the highest of the series to win the grand prize in our finale. So see you guys next time in the metaverse. Audience, you were swell as always. Judges, fabulous. And thanks again to the rest of you for watching. See you guys all next time for more Build the Block.